Welcome to the Leadership Kit.
Need better leaders? When I was 18 years old, back in our hometown in North Carolina, I used to work overnight at Walmart. There was this guy that I worked with named John. John thought I was super strange, a really unique guy, he would say. And I would talk about my girlfriend, who is now my wife, Jessica. And he always...
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. That just happened 7 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
So anytime I talked about Jessica, John always acted like she didn't exist. He thought I was like a weird guy, I guess. And it acted like there was no way I could have a girlfriend. So anytime I brought her up, John was like, "Oh, quit lying, man. We know you don't have a girlfriend." But one night, it was our lunch break. It was like 2 a.m. It was super late. And Jessica, I guess, just happened to still be up. And she surprised me. She came by Walmart and stopped us outside and brought me some food for lunch. And she kind of sat with us for our whole lunch break, which was awesome. And John got to meet her. And I was telling John after Jessica left, I was like, "See, I told you, man." He was like, "That's real cute. You got your sister to pretend to be your girlfriend." I was like, gosh, he just never would believe me. One thing I learned working in retail is that it's very, very, very rare. Almost never do you find an employee that's higher quality than their leader.
The thing I've learned, I actually learned this from a guy named Sam Chand, who is brilliant, he says A leaders produce A leaders and B leaders produce C leaders. Your leader is the one that sets the standard. So you see this all the time in retail. I won't name any names, but if you ever went out to eat at any fast food restaurant ever, man, how do I not be completely
not Chick-fil-A?
A terrible person?
Anywhere other than Chick-fil-A?
Not a sponsor. Yeah, but you go to retail or you go to fast food and the guy taking your order obviously does not care about taking your order. They act inconvenienced to take their order, but that's literally like what they're being paid to do is to take your order. A lot of that comes down from the top. You know, the leaders set the standard, the leaders set the expectations. And if you're setting a standard that says like you just got to clock in, clock out, they're just going to clock in, clock out, but it's not even going to be at the same level that you're doing it at because they're not even getting paid as much as you.
The things that you do in moderation, they will do in excess. So that's good and bad. Like you're late once or twice a week. Your people are going to be late often. Or you don't follow through with a couple of tasks that you're assigned once or twice a week. Your people are going to not follow through often. Or you shortcut these couple of things. Your people are going to shortcut a lot more than you because what you do in moderation, your people will do in excess.
You have to set the example above and beyond. I worked a job where my boss was always late. So I never showed up on time. I just made sure I showed up just before my boss would get there. And so to my boss, I was always on time. Now, in hindsight, that was terrible work ethic, and I've learned a thing or two since then. But it's so true. You know, if you're not setting the standard of excellence, the standard of caring, if the only why you're giving your people is a paycheck, like they're not going to care any more than you because they're not getting paid any more than you.
Right.
You got to lead with your heart and soul. You got to put everything you got into it, or you're just going to attract people who are slightly suckier than you are.
I would even take this whole principle one further step and say not only do A leaders produce A leaders and B leaders produce C leaders, but A leaders attract A leaders and B leaders attract C leaders. Nobody ever put bad bait on their fishing line and caught the best fish.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you catch the best fish with the best bait.
If you're an A leader and you're looking for a place to serve, you're looking for a purpose, you're looking for something to get involved in, you're not going to go somewhere that's got really crappy leadership.
Some joker running the show.
Some guy who he's going to let you do something, but he's going to fight you tooth and nail every step of the way, or it's going to be really inefficient. They've got bad systems. And so you're not getting a return on your investment of time in your effectiveness in achieving your purpose and doing the things that are in your heart. And so you're not going to go serve a B leader. You're going to go find the best leader you can and follow them if you're an A leader. As you guys are leaders and you're leading your organizations, you have to be that guy that an A leader would be attracted to because you're going to produce A leaders, you're going to develop, you're going to mentor, you're going to grow people within your organization. But as other A leaders outside of that organization are looking for a place where they can serve, where they can develop, where they can achieve their purposes and reach their dreams, they're going to see you doing that.
And to incentivize you to like continue to get better at what you're doing, get better at building great systems, to get better at being diligent, to get better people. In order to get better people, you have to be a better leader. It all falls on us. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So you have to know, like, if I want to attract A leaders, if I want to develop A leaders, I want to find people that are going to take this company to the next level, take this organization, take my church, take my team to the next level. You've got to be that person first. So do your homework, do some research, find people that can encourage you and build you up, find a mentor in your life, somebody that you can have like conversations with on a regular basis, find some incredible books to read. The thing is, like, John Maxwell can't be our personal mentor, but he's got a ton of books and you can learn a lot from him. If it just means subscribing to this video, then do something.
As a teenage Christian, I struggled so hard to read the Bible on a regular basis. And to pray and do the things that a good Christian's supposed to do. But as soon as I got into a leadership position in my church, in the youth group, I was helping to lead worship along with some other things, then all of a sudden there was this accountability, this pressure, not from my pastor, not from my leaders, but from me. I knew people were looking up to me, so I knew I had to set a good example. And so I placed this ultimate accountability on myself to do the right thing. And that's kind of what kickstarted me into really studying the Word and praying more. If people are following you, if you're influencing people, you're a leader. And you have this accountability, this responsibility to step up your game and to take that seriously and not take it for granted.
You're potentially the best advertisement that your organization is ever going to have. So like, you have to look like your product,
Absolutely.
Like, you've got, if you're at a church or you're part of a worship team or the greeter team or you're a pastor or whatever, like, you've got to look like the product you're trying to sell. You want people to come in there and experience life change. You want people to come in there and experience people that lift them up and are encouraging. You want people, like, the things that are all incredibly important to you. So you've got to be that.
You've got to model
look
it
like that.
Yeah.
If you're a business executive and your goal is to turn over this huge profits, to make sure that you're always on top of your sales system, that you're always on top of calling people back, follow up with your meetings, like all the proper things that you're supposed to do to continue building your business, then like, you've got to do those things really well. You've got to advertise through your own lifestyle what it is that you expect the people under you to do.
If you're not buying what you're selling, nobody else is going to buy it either.
So the moral of the story is, if you ever work at Walmart, take the day shift.
Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Join us next week to hear what we think about taking things personally.